Hello everybody, it's John here. It's been a while since I made a video. I always like to try to do something different, so this time we're going to talk about combating hive beetles and the 5 tools I've started using this year to help with that problem. So number 1, of course, is always this, but this works a little better. Number 2, I seen this on a YouTube video with a bug farmer, I believe, is this little fellow right here. Number 3 is a new product out this year, I believe. It's by byebeetle.com or shbbeetle.com. You'll have to check those out. It's a new product, new type of bait to kill beetles. That was number 3. Number 4 is something you might find interesting, is smoker. And last but not least is number 5. Scott's spreader using Scott's Grub-X. Now honestly, I do not like using chemicals at all, but in this case I've decided it's worth it to kill the larvae that go in the ground around the beetles, the beetle larvae that goes in around the hives. It is a granular, so at least you can spread it out, and then you're supposed to water it in so it does soak into the ground instead of actually being on flowers and plants. So that's allowed me to think that it's okay because of the many hive larvae that go in the ground and then reproduce so quick. It's about the only way I know to really protect the ground around the hives. So what I'll do next is kind of go through my hives to show you how I use some of these items. Hopefully you'll get something out of it, so stay tuned. This style of top bar has an entrance on the end, and as you can see, the bees were very good about corralling the hive beetles up at the top underneath the cover. So once I opened it, I then can easily take my hive tool and squish everything I can find as quick as I can because they move so fast. The bees are always very good about keeping the hive beetles out, but they can also still get in. At the other end of this hive, you can see as I take the divider board out, the hive beetles are on it pretty good also, and I was able to vacuum up as many as I could, as quick as I could, without the bees giving me any trouble. Most of the time in a top bar hive, the hive beetles are usually at the divider or follower board. On this top bar hive, the entrance is in the middle, so I do actually have a divider board at each end. So I do have to check for hive beetles on each side. Sometimes the bees do keep them all forced to one end, and there might not be as many, and there was not on the other end of this style of hive. Occasionally you'll have a few hive beetles get in the comb on the last couple bars next to the divider board, and here's where the smoke comes in very handy. For some reason, the hive beetles do not like smoke, and once you smoke them, they'll start popping out of all the cracks and crevices, and it's a whole lot easier to get them out and suck them up with the vacuum cleaner. Here's the new bait box by byebeetle.com or shbtrap.com. They use an attractant and poison in there to kill the hive beetles. I do like the color of it. You can easily see in it and tell that there's still some attractant in it. There were beetles in it, but I did not see many beetles outside of it, but you know the bees do keep their house clean. I think this may be an awful good thing to use, but still the beetles have to go inside and eat it. And I usually lay it in the bottom of the hives by the divider boards of my lay-ins and top bar hives. Okay, now we're going to take a look at a lay-ins hive. And as I've said, the hive beetles usually are collecting around the divider follower board. And as you can see here, it's easy to suck them up pretty easy and pretty quick. Always, again, you can use your finger as they run too fast for you and jump off the divider board. But you'll notice here that occasionally, the bees collect around the sweeper, and you will occasionally get a bee stuck in the nozzle. But what I did try to do is heat up the end of the snorkel and flatten it enough so that actual bee would not get sucked up into it. But it will occasionally catch a bee, and I have to flick them off of there. Here, when you think you've got all the hive beetles again, it's a good idea to take the smoke and do a little puffing around the frame, and then you will always catch a few hive beetles that have been hiding in the crevices and cracks, and they'll quickly pop out and you can collect the final few that are hiding out. The vacuum suck, as you can see, there is easily 200 to 300 hive beetles in there. And what I do with them then is usually I take the spout out, stick a paper towel in it. I have put some wintergreen on the paper towel and just let them die slow from the essential oil wintergreen. But mostly I just take them then and take off the sweeper end of it. And then I take off the nozzle here, and I set this out in the sunshine, and it kills them within an hour. All the hive beetles will be dead. Well, when it comes to the Scott's Grub-X, what I did with it was I did an application at the very end of March, and then I think I did it again at the end of June. So those two applications, I believe, is going to be enough for the entire season, the bee season. Even though we do all these things, hive beetles still can come from miles away and smell the honey and the pollen and get into the hives. I don't know why the bees have so much trouble keeping them out, but they do slip in. Maybe it's at night, I have no idea. But anyway, they're going to continue to be a problem. All we can do is try to help the bees as much as we can. As long as the bees stay strong, they can take care of it. But if they ever have an issue where the colony is getting weak, or a queen gets injured or does not make it back from a mating flight, then we have problems. The hive beetles can easily take over in a week or two. So, hope you all have a good summer here so far. I hope you had a lot of honey you extracted. It's been a good year, I think, for honeybees and nectar and pollen. So you take care. Thanks again for watching. If you have any comments, put them down. Maybe you can give me some more ideas of what to do. And as always, God bless.